Hi there. We all adore our animal pets, take care of them from day to day, and often do not remember that there are a lot more creatures around us to take care of. And sometimes they need our help badly. So those who pay attention to the animals around and try to help really deserve our respect. So, in this video, you'll see 15 new cases of outstanding animal rescues. A cute tiny puppy only a few weeks old had been attacked by a wild beast. She had terrible wounds at the top of her head and under her throat. They caused swelling and infection. The poor thing couldn't even lift her head. Her neck wasn't broken, but there was serious nerve damage, and the puppy had little chance to survive without people's help. Luckily, the rescuers from Animal Aid Unlimited found the baby and took it to their center. The doctors immediately gave her painkillers and antibiotics to get rid of the infection. But except medical treatment, the little girl was in sore need of love and tenderness. And all this stuff she got from those people. They named this baby Sprinkles. She was in a very dangerous condition for 8 days. But the specialist decided to put her in the soft lap of her mother and siblings. 2 weeks later, the rescuers visited their little patient. Sprinkles was happy and playful. The danger passed, and she had all the chances for a good life. The team of Animal Rescue India got a call about an injured jackal lying on the roadside. The rescuers, along with forest officials, rushed to help. The animal had head trauma due to the accident and was bleeding from his nose and ear. Taking the jackal to the rescue center was the only way to save the creature's life. Through a series of treatments including x-rays, laser therapy, and physiotherapy, the rescuers managed to bring the animal back to life. About 2 weeks later, the jackal was released back to his homeland forest. Stray dogs, giving birth somewhere in fields or forests, are extremely vulnerable in this situation. No one can give them medical help and protection. Ermoini from DAR Animal Rescue does her best to find such dogs and support them. This time, she, with another specialist, found a dog with puppies in a field nearby. They put her in an empty house for the night, and in the morning transported her to the foster house. She was a really understandable dog and didn't resist when the rescuers put her and her babies in the carrier. Now the lucky dog has a wonderful place to live and to bring up her children. The woman ran into the police office with her friend clutching the pup in his hand. It turned out their 9-week-old St. Bernard puppy, Bodhi, was choking on food. Officers from the North Reading Police Department noticed the puppy not breathing and unresponsive, and immediately began giving him compressions. Just after a few minutes, they removed the obstruction. When this cutie recovered from the shock, he was examined by a vet. The naughty boy was completely okay thanks to the quick reaction of the police officers. When the people from Animal Aid Unlimited saw this poor dog, she was attracting their attention, showing how desperately she needed help. Most of the skin on her forearm was torn off in a terrible accident. Fortunately, there were no fractures, and air and dirt hadn't caused more damage to the tissue. In the center, the suffering dog was really happy to be cuddled. After all necessary medical treatment, she felt much better. At last, the rescuers brought her home. Wagging her tail, she was very grateful to the people that saved her life. This time, the team of Wildlife Project had to go to Italy to save their Cuckoo patient. It had been staying in the center for a month. When it came time for the bird to be released, the specialists found out that the cuckoo had missed its migration time to fly south to Italy. So the specialists decided to bring the bird to the place of her migration as a passenger of a plane. On arriving, the rescuers brought the bird to the place that cuckoos like most, and the bird was successfully released into the local wild. Firefighters often save not only people's, but animals' lives too. This time in the Russian town Magadan. A 3-room apartment was burning when the rescuers took out a woman, a dog, and 2 cats. The dog was okay, but the cats were in very poor condition. The firefighters organized the resuscitation procedure to make the animals come back to life. Frightened and exhausted, but happy, the animals reunited with their owners. You know that Nick Evans spent all his time saving reptiles that get in trouble. That day was rather tiresome. He was called out for this large Mozambique spitting cobra in the morning. And in the evening, in the same area, he came to rescue a nice-sized black mamba. The cobra's situation worsened with the fact that dogs of the house suffered during the encounter with the snake. Defending itself, the cobra sprayed venom into their eyes, and they immediately were taken to a vet. It took Nick just several minutes to catch the cobra and set it free. As for the mamba, on catching it, Nick noticed it had serious problems with its eyes. That's why he brought it to the rehab for the Dangerous Creatures Center. Let's hope it will be okay. The specialists from Animal Rescue were shocked when they saw this dog had been wandering along the streets in such terrible condition. It seemed that all possible misfortunes had happened to him. The dog was found barely alive, suffering in pain with severe mange, fungal infection, as well as being blind. When the team tried to catch him, he was terrified, and it took a lot of time to do it. At the beginning, the people thought the dog was very old, but the vet that examined the dog said that it was only 3 years old. Just after visiting a vet, the rescuers started bathing and treating the poor thing with all necessary medication. After the dog's skin was a bit better, the doctors had to deal with his problem eye. Now his fur came back and the lucky creature was waiting for the operation. This dog was laying helpless in the snow till the woman passing by noticed him. The pup was helplessly barking. Nobody could tell how long he'd been staying there. The woman called other people and they took the poor dog to the vet. Now the kind rescuers are trying to do their best to give the dog the medical treatment required. The ocean conservation team from Namibia were patrolling one of the beaches and found small seal pups. One of them had a very thick fishing line around its neck. There were quite a lot of grown-up seals, and it was a rather difficult task to catch the poor pup. At last, the team succeeded. They had to do everything very quickly not to put the creature under too much stress. The knot was very tight, as the little thing had grown very fast and the line had sunk into its flesh. Luckily, the rescuers managed to do their important work, and the pup hurried to join his herd. A Chicago police officer turned out to be at the right place at the right time when a dog fell into Lake Michigan. The dog was just near the water when it suddenly slipped down. The man rushed to help and took the boy out of the water as quickly as possible. It was a really fortunate moment for the pup. The people from Help Alberta Wildies Society keep a watch and care about wild horses. One day they were checking the territory when they saw a young horse stuck in the muskeg. The people were going through various options until they came up with the right solution to get the creature free. They were lucky to have lots of gear and were trying them all. At last, with the help of the straps, the rescuers were able to pull her out. So 4 humans used a whole bunch of straps and all their strength to save the horse. When the people let the horse go, she started to eat grass immediately. She was very calm, as if nothing unpleasant had happened. What ability to handle stress! The Australia Zoo rescue team were recently called to a rather difficult rescue. A young kangaroo had fallen into a canal with no chance of escape. The water level was rising as the tide was approaching, and it meant that the rescuers had to work quickly. The scared animal didn't realize people wanted to help and was hopping away. At last, the exhausted kangaroo stopped and rested his paws on a kayak. But the kangaroo was hesitating, so the people had to make some efforts to get him into the kayak. The team gently sedated the kangaroo, lifted him up out on dry land, and washed his feet with disinfectant. On waking up, the lucky fellow ran towards the forest. The Animals Lebanon team of volunteers is a non-profit group in Beirut. This time, they rescued animals after the explosion in Beirut on the 4th of August 2020. Not only people got in serious trouble, animals also needed serious help. The rescuers were searching for scared animals in the streets or abandoned houses. Some of them were injured. Others were hiding in fear and stress. Besides, the explosion separated a lot of pets from their owners, and the Animal Lebanon team helped a great number of them to get reunited. So these people have done the greatest job. As all the rescuers from my list, do help with them with your support, giving likes, subscriptions, and donating. See you!